Today, Chao, here with Third Movement, bringing a video to you guys. This is the way we're going to celebrate Black History Month here at Third Movement. We're going to celebrate it by profiling a lot of black people in history of Christianity. I think Black history is really important. And I think that Christian history is very important. I think there's a lacking of both. For me, it's important because I am a black individual. I'm a black person, and I want to know my roots. I like to know the roots of all Americans. And when I go to school, I do get the roots of most Americans. I don't get my roots, or I get my roots for a month. So this is the way we're going to try to just look into the life of the Black history and those Christians. I'm gonna do a video later. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but there amongst many black different religions or different non-religions. Um, black Christianity history has been tainted. It has been said that we most slave masters use Christianity as a way to control us, and really blame Christianity for slavery, and that's not true. I know. Even if you're another person, you heard it, the white man's religion, and in that video later this month, I'm gonna show you how that's not true. But right now, I just want to profile this guy, Andrew Bryant. Andrew Bryant was a minister. He started off as a slave. Cool story. So Andrew Bryant, Mr. Pastor, a minister, Andrew Bryant started off as a slave. Excuse me, and he got his he fell in love with Jesus and everything, and he became a minister. And his slave owner, who last name was Bryan, I think it was Joseph Johnson Bryan. I'm not clear on it. Um, Gave him the opportunity to preach and everything, and he met a guy that was very instrumental in him becoming a preacher. He was actually baptized by the guy. The slave master name was Jonathan, by the way, Jonathan Bryant. But he met a guy named George Liley, who baptized him and his wife and gave him a license to preach. In 1782, Andrew was converted by the preaching of George Lilly, the first black Baptist in Georgia, who was licensed to preach to the slaves along Savannah River. Lilly baptized Andrew and his wife Hannah. Andrew became a preacher to a small group outside of Savannah, fearing slave uprising and distortions to the British. Georgian masters forbid their slaves to listen to Andrew's sermon. So this guy, he was a bad man. Man. He started out, just think about that, man. Having the opportunity to find Jesus, and then preach Jesus to the people, and that's what he did. And he preached Jesus in a way that he was really uplifting the slaves and giving them life through the Word of God, because that's what the Word of God is, and that's what the Word of God does. With support of several prominent white men of Savannah who cited the position, the positive effects of religion on slaves declined. Andrew was ordinated and his church certified in 1980 in 1788. When his own master died, Andrew Bryant purchased his freedom in 1794. Bryan raised enough money to elect a church in Savannah, calling it the Bryan Street American Baptist Church, the first black Baptist church in Georgia and probably the United States, as well as the first black Baptist church, as well as the first Baptist church, black or white, in Savannah. By 1800s, the church had grown to about 700. They recognized they recognized as the first black church of Savannah. And among 200 members were dismissed in order to establish a branch outside of Savannah. Bryan died in 1812, having obtained a house of his own, property in Savannah and in the country, and the freedom of his wife. Though his only daughter and Chao, who is married to a free man, remained enslaved along with her children, since, according to law, children inherited the conditions of their enslaved mother. So Minister Bryan was able to, in a sense, start a mega church. I think mega churches is over 250 people. I'm sorry, 200 people. I think that's what I heard. But he had 250 people. He bought his own freedom. Then he bought the freedom of his wife, and their child would have been enslaved because the mother, if the mother would have bought her freedom first, I think the child would have been able to go. But because the mother had her freedom bought by him, the child wasn't able to really buy her own get her own freedom. But she was married to a free man, so God worked it out. But just even through times of slavery, we had people doing amazing things on the power of God, trusting God, still doing things for God. For me, that gives me a lot of that gives me a lot of momentum in what I'm trying to do here with this ministry. Where if this guy can do it with chains on, I should be able to do it without the chains. Our chains can't be as we having freedom. We can't. Any chains can't be an excuse. We have a power in God. The slave owners didn't like this guy because he was telling the true word of God and he was seeing people freed. Goes back to that whole idea that Christianity was a white man religion, or used to really docile us, or to make people docile to the things of slavery. I really think if we study the true history of Christianity, we will see that it was a lot of powerful black people in chains doing a lot of amazing things in chains. Matter of fact, there's a big rumble on the internet about a Nat Turner movie. And as far as I know, the story of Nat Turner was he was a preacher, and he read the word of God, and he really looked at Moses and seeing what Moses did, and he really found the inspiration to start a big rebellion to get people free. So I mean, Christianity and history is not what people think it is, because we don't do the study. We just believe and fall for anything. Let's do our study. Andrew Bryan, look him up, man. Just go to Google and check him out. I have a couple. I use Google. I use this one book that I've been reading for a while. And I've been needing to finish reading for a while on him and everything, and I really learning the history, not just my black history but my Christian history, and then merging both of them together. So I hope you enjoy this, and tomorrow we'll have another one for you guys, if God willing, and I hope you have a good day. The Lace Out Third Movement. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more videos. Thank you.